Сибет, рулетка, gri karčanai, automatai to gri. Nesakingas lošimas gali sukelti priklausomybę.
So, labas vakaras to everybody. Good evening. Was an important win for us, for sure, for the standing to try to keep, the run and try to achieve our goals. And for sure, that one of the goals is to try to have the Euro Cup playoff. In the second round, we have many home games, and that's really important. Trying to have this kind of performance in our arena, beating a very, very talented team like Apple. For sure, probably was a better game to watch for you guys. It's a kind of highlights game than for coaches to coach that kind of game. We had a lot of problems at the beginning to try to contain their offensive talent. We were planning something that didn't work, so during the game we changed it. We just showed a bit of zone switching defense, but thanks to the talent of the player that they have, they were able every time to score. Fortunately, we were able to move the ball as well. Some players were really hot, so we were able to score even some shots that probably were not completely builded. But this is something that obviously we take for the trust that we had. And I think that exactly like I say to the players before, the game of Buduknosh was a kind of neat game for them, and they almost destroyed us. Tonight was a neat game for us. Absolutely, to try to compete for the reason why I told you at the beginning, to stay in the group of 6 victories. We would like to trust each other. Tonight my rotation were not so deep like usual, but we really tried to run all the players that felt the game. And we were able, in my opinion, for all the game, both coaches to try to go to the targets, so try target player, try to gain advantages. Was a kind of easier game respecting the others. I'm really happy because this is, once again, a very important game to keep trusting each other. And obviously, Christmas dinner is coming. So the joys of Christmas dinner after such a win like this is for sure different.
Questions, please.
Hello, Coach. Now you have as many wins as Hapoel. When did your coaching staff begin thinking about the point difference and trying to make up for that 5-point loss?
To be honest, I'm a bit, I try to use the softest word that pop out in my mind, a bit sad about the last possession. If you see, I try to have that kind of in and out for Anthony, that he had 4 fouls. And in the moment he was out and he was the guy supposed to handle the ball and try to draw foul or something, we allowed them to score early threes with Madar, and we turned the ball over with Trishan Turman on fast break. And they then had a 5-0 run from +9 to become a tie game. And then that's the reason why I call it a challenge at the last, to have the chance to draw something, because I finished my timeout. So obviously we didn't execute, and we turned the ball over. We were thinking absolutely about the points different, but not so early, because when one of the assistant coach came to me and say, "Coach, we lost by 5, I say, okay, before win, and then we think about winning by 6. We tried, we didn't. That's it's a sad part, but we take the win.
Right, incredible third quarter for Trishan. His two highest scoring games are against the same team. Hapoel, he was incredible in Samokov and Bulgaria. He was incredible this time. What's different about him against this particular opponent that he scored so many?
I don't know, to be honest. Why he's playing so well against them. I don't have an answer about that. But I think that if you know Trishan Turman more than me, you watched more games than me, because he was here even the last season. I think that his pros and in his growing is under the eyes of everybody. He's really playing a mature game, obviously. Scoring that kind of shot helps, but the confidence that he feels from the shot that he can take from the other teammates that are trying to, pass him the ball, he is really a very, very important player for us. You see now playing both roles, playing the small forward and the power forward. and he was able to find the advantages, doesn't matter what. So, they changed the matchup. They put a body like Wainwright on him to try to avoid the post-up plays, and they tried to switch to avoid. We were able to go off screen. He was able to go off screen. So I'm happy because he really looks locked in respecting what he needs and we need to do with him in this season.
As you were down 10 in the second quarter, you began changing some defensive systems. You went to a free zone, went to man-to-man, then back and forth. What was the main idea behind switching all these defensive systems?
I mean, at the beginning, and that's the proof that the coaches sometimes make terrible mistakes in order to prepare the game. They were shooting not many threes with high percentage. But in the last game, even without such a player like Beverly, we say that they are really, really effective. Short roll, they destroyed us with short roll with Motley at the beginning, and we knew that Motley tonight was in the game. And the idea was try to be a bit more, not so aggressive like usual on pick and roll. Try to, contain a bit. Try to shrink because we would like to be able to contain penetration, the cut, and the rolls. They shot 61% 3-point. So when the game started with, Foster threes, Madar threes, Blakeney, the first two balls he touched the threes. The threes, obviously, we should change something and say, okay, let's try to force them to overthink. So the zone was quite good at the beginning. Switching defense, at least they found, some not so easy the 3-point shot. We made a lot of mistakes, to be honest, even in order of what we called KYP, understanding if, I'm guarding Raglan, then we allow him to go left too easy. Madar, same, is left-hand oriented too easy. But the point is that we never gave up, because in a game where the other are scoring so much and you go by 10, you can really finish like Ulm down by 20, and then could be a disaster. And we were really, really every time there. So that's the thing that I take home mostly.
Arnoldas Kulboka is once again making frees in the Euro Cup. After the last game in the LKL, gave him the match ball. Can you just express your feelings seeing a player on the court after 18 months without the basketball in his hands? And maybe about those tears that you saw in the locker room, what do you feel mainly about his emotion coming back to the court?
I mean, we would like to make what we did after the LKL game, just because, we talk about pick and roll game, we talk about choices, we talk about switching, but we are persons, and thinking about a guy who was born 1998, doing basketball for his entire life, staying 18 months, out of the court with not even the idea that could be sure to come back at the level that he can play. So that's a signal from my side and coaching staff to give that ball, like, say, we trust you. We waited for him so long, because even the way to arrive to be back was longer than we supposed it to be, but we made a bet on him for the person and the player he is. And now he's trying to help the team in the best way he can do. And obviously shooting the ball is one of the best part of his game, but he's really smart. He's in top of toes, getting into the system. He's a precious player for our system, and he's not even close to the level and the condition that I hope can be soon.
More questions? Thank you, coach.
Skanos, when you will go to it.
Sibet, рулетка, gri karčanai, automatai to gri. Nesakingas lošimas gali sukelti priklausomybę.